Welcome back to our latest explainer. Today, we're diving into something absolutely mind-blowing. Picture this, a soft, warm, paper-cut ocean world. We're hopping into a submarine with our intrepid cat explorer to uncover what sounds like a biological fairy tale, but is actually 100% real phenomenon. We are tracking down the deep-sea mystery of the immortal jellyfish. You ready? Let's dive in.
As our cat explorer descends into the deep blue, they pose a question that's been bugging humanity forever. Can we actually achieve immortality? I mean, from ancient emperors hunting for mythical elixirs to modern scientists developing anti-aging drugs, it's the ultimate dream, right? Growing old and dying just seems like the inescapable fate for all multicellular animals. But nature loves a good plot twist. Down here in the deep sea, there's a creature that completely breaks the rules.
Chapter 1. Seeking the Immortality Mystery.
A friendly little paper-cut fish swims by and points our submarine toward the Caribbean Sea, explaining that this is where our legendary creature originally comes from. But here's the crazy part. As human ocean trade blew up, these tiny guys learned how to hitchhike. They basically hid in the ballast water of massive cargo ships and took a free trip around the globe. Now you can find them everywhere from Spain and Italy to the coasts of Japan and even Panama.
Chapter 2. Meet the Turritopsis dohrnii. Our cat explorer has finally spotted today's star resting on the ocean floor.
And get this, the adult version of this legendary creature is literally only 4 millimeters across. In the vastness of the ocean, it looks like nothing more than a tiny, transparent white dot. But definitely don't let its incredibly small size fool you, because it is hiding a massive secret that redefines the absolute limits of life.
Okay, so we all know how a normal jellyfish works, right? They live for a few months, complete their reproductive mission, get old, and die. It's just the standard, inescapable circle of life. But our tiny protagonist, the Turritopsis dohrnii, totally different story. As long as it doesn't meet a tragic end, it can endlessly reset its own life cycle, reverting straight back to its juvenile polyp state. It's honestly like it found the ultimate infinite continued cheat code.
Chapter 3. Triggering the rejuvenation mechanism. Now, a curious crab buddy scuttles over and asks a brilliant question. Wouldn't it just die if it faces starvation, a terrible environment, or gets injured?
Well, when this jellyfish faces a real threat, it doesn't just sit there and accept its fate. Instead, it hits the rewind button on its life. It physically regresses from a fully mature adult jellyfish down into a shapeless cellular blob, drops to the seafloor, turns back into a baby polyp, and then grows into a brand new jellyfish. We are not just talking about healing a wound here. This is a systematic reversal of its entire life cycle.
So how many times can it pull off this magic trick? Scientists like Kyoto University's Shin Kubota have been observing them closely for decades, and they found that in lab conditions, this jellyfish can pull a Benjamin button on average once every 2 months. Over just 2 years, they can cycle back and forth dozens of times. It proves that this biological rewind isn't just a random fluke, it's practically a routine part of their existence.
Chapter 4. Mystery of Transdifferentiation. I know, it sounds like pure magic, but our cat explorer is putting on some imaginary professor glasses because we need to look at the exact cellular mechanics making this a reality.
The secret password here is cellular transdifferentiation. To put it simply, when crisis strikes, the jellyfish's cells basically quit their current specialized day jobs. They revert back into something very similar to a multipotent stem cell state, meaning they regain the power to develop into completely different types of tissue. Scientists have pointed out that this wild process is actually incredibly similar to the Nobel-winning induced pluripotent stem cell technology developed by Shinya Yamanaka.
To really wrap your head around how mind-boggling this biological time travel is, just imagine a beautiful butterfly suddenly folding up its wings and turning back into a caterpillar crawling on a leaf. Or imagine a fully grown adult human completely reprogramming their body to shrink back down into a newborn baby, just so they can grow up all over again. That is literally what this jellyfish is doing.
Visually, it's incredibly dramatic in our paper-cut world. When danger hits, the jellyfish's tentacles start falling off, and its delicate umbrella-like body completely disintegrates. It basically melts into a shapeless blob of cells. That little mass sinks, glues itself to the seabed, and then, much like a plant sprouting from a seed, it completely rebuilds its body from scratch.
Chapter 5. Repairing telomeres against aging. Here, our fish friend chimes in again with a really deep scientific question. Wait a minute. If it keeps rebooting, doesn't its DNA degrade over time like ours does?
To crack that mystery, scientists had to do some serious genetic digging. In a landmark 2022 study published in PNAS, a team from Spain's University of Oviedo compared the immortal jellyfish's DNA directly against a close cousin of theirs, one that actually dies of old age, like normal. They wanted to find the exact genetic differences that let our tiny protagonist cheat death.
And the answer? It all comes down to something called telomeres. Think of your chromosomes like shoelaces. Telomeres are those little plastic caps at the very ends of the laces that stop them from fraying. Every time a cell divides, which is essentially us getting older, that plastic cap wears down and gets a little shorter. When the telomeres finally run out, the shoelace frays and the cell enters an aging state. It's the inescapable biological clock for almost every species on Earth. But here is the absolute game changer. The study revealed that our immortal jellyfish has a unique combination of genes acting like a highly skilled maintenance crew. They aren't just vastly superior at replicating and repairing DNA, they are experts at perfectly maintaining those protective telomere caps. So while every other creature's shoelace caps are wearing away over the years, this jellyfish is constantly swapping in brand new ones, slamming the brakes on cellular aging entirely.
Chapter 6. Hope for Human Anti-Aging. As our cat explorer points the submarine toward the surface, it's time to think about what this deep-sea knowledge means for us up in the human world. But before we get too carried away, let's ground ourselves in reality for a second. While scientists call them potentially immortal, that definitely does not mean they are invincible. Out there in the harsh ocean food chain, they are actually super vulnerable. They can easily get eaten by predators, wiped out by bacterial infections, or even just fail during the rejuvenation process itself. So while they don't die of old age, they absolutely still face the harsh realities of the wild. Even so, scientists aren't studying this tiny jellyfish because we want to literally become jellyfish. The goal is to crack its genetic code for cellular reprogramming and telomere maintenance. If we can truly understand how it maintains its telomeres against cellular aging, it offers tremendous hope. We're talking about a potential medical revolution, from treating neurodegenerative diseases and improving tissue repair to actually slowing down the damage of human aging. As our cat explorer gazes out the submarine window into the vast ocean, it leaves us with one seriously provocative thought. Could a creature merely 4 millimeters wide actually hold the key to curing human aging and disease? Nature really does hide its biggest mysteries in the smallest, most unassuming places. If we keep exploring with a sense of wonder, the secrets of this deep-sea marvel might just shape humanity's future. Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Knowledge grows through sharing. What are your thoughts on today's topic? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe as we continue to grow together.